It was a snooze fest.
Right.
It was a thank God there's betting in fantasy.
Yes.
Otherwise, I'm bailing on this game because
I was only watching at the end because one, I talk about it on this show, and then two, the Justin Fields passing yards prop needed his final
And
throw
you got
of the
there.
game to get there.
You needed to get us a
got
win
there.
because we
In a
didn't have
game
it in us.
Yeah, exactly. In a game in which everything else went wrong for the Vikings, Alexander Madison does cash the over
amazing.
on his rushing
He looked
prop.
good.
And so
Great tweet from Scott Fish. Do these teams realize children are watching?
Yeah,
And it's even better because Scott and his family are Vikings fans, I
Yes,
believe.
they
so
are.
this really, really hits home.
Yeah, exactly.
Right here.
Congratulations, by the way, to me and Connor. Made second round of the Scott Fish Bowl playoffs. That came out this morning. Scott Fish does a great job with the Scott Fish Bowl every year. We love Scott here on the show. But no, I don't think they were aware that children were watching because otherwise they'd have put on something less pornographic than what they
I was
call.
going to say horrifying, but pornographic, sure. Same thing.
It was inappropriate.
Yes, it was
It was
inappropriate.
definitely inappropriate.
Yes.
What they described as football there, and I think everyone wants to, and we'll talk. There's fantasy implications here, but everyone wants to bail on Dobby, on the pastor. Yeah, Dobby, and he didn't play well. Bad day at the office. But also the offensive line was constantly under siege. Like the Bears went from one of the worst pass rushes in the NFL when they got Montez Sweat to now like kind of league average, and he had himself a game last night.
Really good.
The entire defensive line. You talk.
Jalen Johnson as well was awesome. And I think with Dobbs, to me, it's not so much about, the interceptions. Look, I think Jalen Johnson made an amazing play. There was tip balls, and look, he clearly wasn't good. But to me, the bigger problem is that they didn't score a touchdown until so late in the game. They just could not move the ball at all. And Dobbs, look, I thought his throwing for the most part wasn't that
that's
bad.
right on him.
Yeah, but the issue is that, and it's been the same issue all season for Dobbs, is that he just doesn't feel pressure. He just does not feel pressure, and he was getting away with it his first couple of games, and now it's kind of caught up with him. But to be fair, he was under siege, and the Bears' defense, I think, now has to be treated as somewhat of a real defense.
Yeah, I think so. Like Kevin O'Connell mentioned in the post-game press conference, I don't know what's going on with my voice.
It's the rant.
You
You
mean
had
to
the
talk?
rant. You left
Yeah,
it all.
you go ahead.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll talk. Yeah, Kevin O'Connell, look, he's done a great job this season in putting Dobbs in a...
Dan Snyder.
It goes to Dan.
might have been.
Yeah, Dan Snyder's got
That's what I get.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Oh,
Look,
no.
I think O'Connell has done a great job this season at putting his guys in position to succeed, but clearly they couldn't figure it out last night. I don't know why there weren't more designed rollouts for Dobbs. The one time they did that and he just ran for 6-7 yards, like, why can't we do more of this?
Right.
And then also for me, and I always get hung up on this game management stuff at the end of games, like, can we please not just run first down, second down, and get into 3rd and 9 to try and ice the game?
100%.
Like, here's the thing, is that the clock, the runs, all they do is make them call timeout. There's 2 minutes 30 left in the game and they just need a field goal. Like, the aim of the game here is not to run clock, it's to get first downs and end the game, and just running it into the line is not the way to do that.
Correct,
So,
and it's weird.
disappointing.
Earlier in the game, when they actually were running effectively, they would go away from it.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, and I also think the entire Vikings team had a bad day at the office. Jordan. Again, Dobbs did not play well. The offensive line absolutely did not play well. The wide receivers, Addison had some bad drops. There was the one down at there was that sideline throw that, he was wide open and felt like definitely the throw was a little bit off, but felt like if Addison had been more aware of where he was on the field, that maybe he could have made the catch.
He was
kept his feet in
discombobulated. He
bounds.
made no effort to lean out and catch it. I think he probably could have caught that, or at least he should have made an effort.
Right. Kevin O'Connell, bad day at the office, as you mentioned, some of the late game management, and honestly should have challenged that first long play to Jordan Addison.
That's a catch.
That's a catch, and that's 50 yards. And by the way, I would have beaten Dan, Justice for Kickers, Dev, in our show league.
I lost to Dan.
You lost to Dan.
Because Ty Chandler had
in
like 3
Mexico.
points. I needed 6.
Here's the here's the play right here. It's it's all piled up, but on replays, it doesn't hit the ground, and he winds up in Jordan Addison's hands. That's 4 or 5 points right there. He finds 10 targets, 6 for 39. I think as you see there, it actually never ends up hitting the ground and winds up in the possession of Jordan Addison. Never gets challenged. Here's the other play that we were talking about. Again, he just sort of a lazy route.
That was a weird one.
And he turns around. He doesn't have any situational awareness of where he is on the sidelines. Ball out of bounds would have been a big play there, and obviously put the Vikings in scoring position. The defense played really well, except the last drive they couldn't get a stop when they needed one. Hard to pin that loss on the defense. It's really on the offense, the whole team. But I think for fantasy, what we care about here is is Josh Dobbs the starting quarterback when they come out of the bye? They're on a bye this week. Coven O'Connell kind of left that question open when he was asked about that. They're going to review everything, huddle up. My expectation is that he will.
Yes,
that I still think
so,
he gives them the best chance. Again, he did not play well, but the entire team didn't play well. It's not all on Dobbs. And they didn't have Justin Jefferson. So getting Justin Jefferson back, it'll be a big key here. And we'll talk about what this offense looks like when we know what the quarterback is. But just, it's worth noting that as you go in, if you picked up Dobbs to replace Cousins or Burrow or whatever, there's a chance that you may not have a starting quarterback. So as you head to the waiver wire, you're going to need someone to replace Dobbs this week anyway because they're on a bye. But just be aware, there is a chance he loses his job.
Yeah, very quickly, other side of the ball, Justin Fields, not a great football game, but does provide his Justin Fields rushing value. No touchdowns, though. And then DJ Moore is just locked in every week starter, obviously, but you want them to throw the ball down the field a bit more.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but Roshan Johnson overtakes this backfield again. We'll see what happens. They're on a bye as well. We'll see what happens when Foreman comes back. And by the way, solid little game for Cole Kmet in a game in which not much was happening offensively. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.